Okay, Zaki, with a bad hairdo, ready for your trip to Vietnam. 8 days in Vietnam, rite of passage for Zaki. Last of my boys who have to do it. Anyway, enjoy your trip, mate. Go and hop on the plane. It's nearly 10 o'clock at night.
It is.
And we're off to KL. Here's Zaki going on the plane. Off to KL. So we've landed in KL. Got here about 4:30. How's your flight, Zaki?
Good, because I didn't get sick.
And Dad stole a 3-seater.
Yeah.
A woman tried to pinch it back from him, but told her where to go. Told him the son was going to take it. Then she tried to steal her other seat. So there's a bit of excitement. Anyway, Zaki got good few hours sleep across 3 seats on a crowded plane. Well done, Zaki. So far, so good, champion. 10 to 9 local time, just arrived in Hanoi airport. Met the tour guide right on schedule. Took us about 15 minutes waiting time to get our visa. Already prepaid, then had to pay $50 to collect it, $25 US each. There's Zaki. Zaki's running around, having fun in Hanoi. We're both a bit tired. On our way by shuttle taxi into Hanoi. About a 45-minute drive from the airport. Still in the taxi, just arriving in Hanoi on the outskirts. The lake area, which was down the road from the hotel we stayed in last time. So I don't think we're too far away from the hotel we're staying in this time. It's a different one. And I remember walking down to this lake from the hotel we were in last time. Belle La Vie. So after about an hour's drive, then we're dropped off here and the hotel is somewhere down this no account. There it is, Hanoi Sky. There it is, our hotel for probably 4 of the nights. So after a welcome drink in a very nice hotel, very friendly reception, we're now settling into our room. Got a king side bed and a single bed, king single. Got a mini bar, nice bathroom around the corner. Here's Zaki in the bathroom, checking out the toothbrushes. This is our hotel here, on a laneway or alley. There's Zaki here, we're just going to change some money. Change one of the big $100 bills. Banks around the corner. Yeah, a little railway line going straight through the middle of the city, about 1 street from where we're staying. Very interesting. So our first tour is to the Army Museum, which is about half a k away from where we're staying. Inside the museum, the explanation of the domination of Vietnam by the French from 1858. Finally got rid of the French and the Americans by 1973. So over 100 years of being dominated by foreign powers. These are the busts of some of the leaders of Vietnamese resistance. This chart shows the listed wars of resistance against the invaders, leading right up to the Americans. Resistance against American imperialists, liberate the nation, 1954 to 1975. Australia pulled out in 1972. One of the many exhibits, fairly disorganised exhibition now. We go from one decade to another and then back to the previous decade. Could be better organised, but that's all the stuff's here. The Vietnamese Liberation flag inside the Army Museum. That's where we're going over next. An exhibition of the various cannons used over the decades by the Vietnamese against their invaders. So the Hanoi flag tower was built from 1805 to 1812 the King Kai Long Nguyen dynasty, overall heights 33.4 metres, comprising 3-stage platform. National flag flies atop the tower day and night since October 10, 1954 to now. It's classified by the Ministry of Culture and Information as a National Cultural and Historic Relic in 1989. So we're just going to have a look at the National Flag Tower. Closer shot of the helicopters, the military planes. Pretty good state of disrepair. Some of the fighter planes, captured US Army planes. So there's no way that these stairs would pass council inspection, being so steep. It leads you up to the top where the flag's located. See some tanks in the background there. So we've got an Iroquois helicopter here captured by the Vietnamese, and then a Sky Raider bomber which was also captured by the Vietnamese. And this is the remains of a B-52 bomber which crashed in 1972. Recovered obviously by the Vietnamese and placed on exhibition. Vietnamese Army shot down 68 B-52 bombers and 13 F-111s. Zaki's been barred up by this guy who wants to practice his English for 5 minutes with him. He's a 22-year-old student and apparently this is part of his studies. He's got a series of questions he's asking Zaki, including, do you speak Vietnamese?
Okay, if you want to say this, give me how much money?
Some beautiful flowers outside the Imperial Palace and Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum, which is actually closed now because it's only open from 8 o'clock till 11:30 in the morning. And this is the big square in front of the mausoleum. And there's the mausoleum, Ho Chi Minh. And looking down the square back towards our hotel. So it looks like the guard's been replaced in the front of the mausoleum. Now stand attention, Zaki. Shoulders back. 2 boys behind you showing you how to do it. Shoulders back. Tuck the chin in. And there's my man. All ready to get the bike back from the mausoleum to the hotel, Hanoi Sky. So it's dinner time. And I think we got caught out here because we ordered some dishes, but we now realise we have to pay for the barbecue, which is about another $20 to have some barbecue. So we've got this young lady here barbecuing for us.
King Kong or Schoon Island. They choose 3 destinations in Vietnam. The first one is Quảng Bình. Where is Quảng Bình?
We picked up this morning about 8:15 on time, ready for our tour today, and it's our first stop at about 9:45, an hour and a half from the road, and our first stop for drinks and coffee. And here's my friend Zaki and his mango smoothie. Cost about $3. Now we're stopped at Hoa Lin, which was the first capital of Vietnam, 858 AD. Chosen as the capital because it was well protected by these hills. Just looking down the canal located near the ancient capital.
And we have a lot of time came in with us. He and his friend, 5 days with them, and he will come.
So the capital of Vietnam was first here, then moved to Hanoi, then to Hue, and then when they unified the country, moved back to Hanoi. Now the crew from the bus is entering the ancient capital. Mixed bunch on the bus. So 11:20, we're just leaving the site of the first capital of Vietnam. It's chosen as the capital because, as you can see, it's surrounded by mountains, providing protection. Don't know how many people lived here at the height of it. Probably not so many. So we're now leaving ancient capital and off down to have lunch, and then the rowing and the bicycle ride. Now ready for our bike ride through the countryside. Totally different area from where I came last 2 years ago. Nothing like it.
For everything for the daily life. So nowadays we seldom to see the buffalo, the bamboo around in Vietnam. Shall I go?
Go Zaki, go my man. There's Zaki in the background going through the tunnel, heading back to the restaurant for some lunch. This is much longer and much better ride than 2 years ago. Probably twice as far and twice as interesting. Different area, I think, too. We're at the boat harbour, ready for the canoe ride up the river. This is the same area we went to last time, but we stopped at a different part of it. Very crowded here. So this little boy here with Zaki's the same age, but about half the size, and Zaki's going to go with him. So there are 3, and since I did it only 2 years ago, and it's not the most exciting thing to do. It's interesting, but not really exciting to try and do it second time. So they're ready to go. Zaki! This is the first part of their trip. So 1.5 hours later, here's Zach returning with his little mate, the 11-year-old mate next to him there. So night time back in Hanoi. Got directions every which way to KFC. Obviously half the directions were in the wrong direction. Finally found it. We were told it was 200 metres up the street. About 1k later we found it. After having our KFC, very greasy though. Bit of Vietnamese ingenuity now, fixing Zacky's thongs with some plastic tape. Zacky finds it very funny. This man's using a bit of plastic wrap to fix Zacky's thongs. Third morning of the holiday and we've come to the main lake in the centre of Hanoi. Just about to go and book some tickets for the water puppets later on this morning. I always find them making movies along this area. Doing a movie now about some bunch of kids here, the actors. Stop here for Zacky to have his portrait drawn for 100,000 dong. About $6. Zach's drawn a bit of a crowd. Something like Zachy, not perfect, but something. We didn't really like the first drawing, so we stopped another guy, have another one. The first one only cost us $5.60, same as this one. So if we can get a decent picture for around $11, we'll be happy. I think this guy might do a better job.
Tức là cả chị ở đây trên hỏi dưa. Hay hỏi kiểu là em ngồi ở trên kia thì kiểu là hỏi băng qua như thế thôi. Thì bảo là chắc là của chị Anh.
Finally after 20 minutes, pitch, it's something like it, about 90% I'd say. So after lunch it's time to do a bit of shopping. Camera cases, phone cases, and souvenirs. Time for Zachy to have a bit of street food.
Called grub.
Yep. What you call it? Grub?
Yep.
So some fried beef and vegetables. So what's Zachy doing here? We're actually leaning through the fence to get some air conditioning. As weird as it sounds, quite hot. It's about 30 degrees. After walking around, you get quite hot. And there's cold air coming out of here.
Đã được chọn lọc từ 4 trong trò múa rối trong dân gian do các nghệ sĩ, diễn viên, nhà hát múa rối Thăng Long biểu diễn. Mở đầu chương trình, mời quý vị thưởng thức tiết mục độc tấu đàn bầu bài Lên Ngàn, biểu diễn nghệ sĩ Huyền Trang.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To start the show, we'd like you to enjoy the piece of music which is titled Lên Ngàn, Going to Jungle, presented by one string harp artist Huyền Trang.
Rapids, so we thought we'd head back early to watch the football. Australia playing Samoa. We're on a tri-shore and heading back to the Hanoi Sky. Costing us 120,000 dong, which is probably about $15, let's say. Correction, $6.80 Australian. Crazy traffic. After a hearty breakfast, we're getting ready to head off for Halong Bay 4-hour trip by bus. This is just inside the hotel we were staying. Just waiting for the bus to turn up. It's about 8:15 at the moment, morning. 8:30, ready to get on the bus off to Halong Bay, 4-hour trip. Little hunger stop on the way. Zaki having his home-style chicken burger. And I've got a beef roll. So still another 2 hours, been on the bus for 2 hours. And still another two hours. You got a sore ass, Zach? Yes, me too. After 4 hours on the bus. 12:30, arriving at Halong bus station. It's now 12:30 we arrived here. This is a completely different area than we came to 2 years ago. It's a new harbour. A lot more development here than they had before. We went from the old harbour last time. So about to have lunch, get on one of these boats, V-Spirit, and head out to the marina. This is all new development. Apparently one guy owns the whole of Halong Bay. On the tender ready to go out to the boat. Looks like a bit of rain coming. So just on the tender, wait to go out to the main boat. Which is berthed in this harbour somewhere. At least we know it's the V-Spirit, so it's not one of these. Just approaching the boat that we're going to stay on, the Spirit here. Put your head on. This is the dining area. So here's our on-board bedroom, double bed and a single bed. Zach's complaining there's no TV, but there's a bathroom, quite adequate, quite clean, certainly much better than last time we came. Yes, nice dunny, nice shower, heaps better than last one time. It's actually quite new. There's Zachy. What do you reckon, Zach? Open the window, so show us the view. Oh, there's the view. As you'd expect, water outside. So right on 1 PM we're leaving the harbour, heading out to our mooring. Stay overnight. So it's just after 1 o'clock, we're leaving the harbour. You can see we're not Robinson Crusoe here. There's a boat right behind us. Hundreds of boats in this. This is a new bay. There's another one preparing to go out. And there's boats in front of us. Hope we're not all going to the same place. bit bigger than our boat. 4 stories high. I think ours is 3. Still heading out to the bay. We're having lunch at 1:15. So we're heading over to the beach. Basically have a swim. Considering it's pissing down rain, I don't think so. We're actually going to the cave that I've already been to. It's a bit wet and miserable today though. Suppose it's better than being stigmatized. Having been up there and only got a pair of thongs on, I think Zach's going to go on his own with the group. So I've already seen this cave. So this is the name of the cave. It's the largest cave in Halong Bay. Shot from the first level. About to enter the major cave. Zach inside the cave. So we found an uncircumcised penis in the cave.
You can check how many items there are. With almost 2,000 items, so I will say wait for you until. Yeah, I'm serious.
Final goodbye from the top of the cave, looking back over Halong Bay. Like it's a cool day today, it's probably only about 25 degrees. Still puffing, still sweating a bit. And back. Hi again.
Hi. We're actually kayaking, but he's not going.
I'm being represented by my son down there.
Sorry.
And this is where the kayaks go from. They're moored. It's only about 100 metres away from the boat. There's Zaki in the orange vest heading out. He's actually with a Dutch fellow. A Dutchman's wife didn't want to go. And I've got calcific tendonitis in one shoulder, so I didn't want to aggravate that. Look up, love. Demonstration, coming the food, and now we're heading back to the dock for lunch. So 12 o'clock, time to head back to the bus and then back to Hanoi. 4 hours back to Hanoi. Should arrive in Hanoi somewhere about 4:30 I imagine. So stop off halfway, 2 o'clock, something to eat. Call it stop. Disabled workshop. Some great fountains. How was Halong Bay, Zaki?
Cloudy, rainy, cold.
How was the canoeing, kayaking?
Cold.
Cold? Yes, very rare. What's for dinner, mate?
Steak and fur.
Steak and fur. And then we're waiting for the train. 8:30, off to Sapa, overnight train. It's so cool up here, I'm actually wearing a jacket. And Zaki, so Zaki. It's 8:30.
Okay, so
Where are we off to? Where are we off to? Zaki.
Train Sapa.
Sapa by train. Train departs at 9:35. We're in
How old are you?
bed number 14 and 16.
How old are you? 11.
So boarding the train at about 8:35, leaving at 9:35. Zaki and Bunk on the train, ready to go.
So I was up there, I was just like, alright, we're in for the night.
It's 5:30 in the morning. We just arrived at Sapa railway station. Now we have to get a bus to Sapa.
The minivan.
After an 8-hour trip in the train, the sleeper, now waiting at the Lao Kai railway station, waiting for another pickup. Apparently we've got a couple more people to pick up. And we're expected to leave probably around 6:15. It's now just on 6 o'clock. It's real pea soup on the way up, so it's taking a little bit longer than normal. Because of the wet conditions and the fog, we decided not to go on the trek, which is about 11 kilometres, so we're going to meet them down at Lao Chai village for lunch. We're going to go there by car taxi. When I came here 2 years ago with Bill, it was hot and dry, and now with Zach 2 years later, it's cold and wet. Taxi. Hotel quoted us 250,000. First cab we asked said 150,000, so obviously commission to the hotel, which we avoided. Still got pea soup fog. So walking down a fairly steep hill down to Lao Chai village, was dropped off at the top of the hill and already walked down about a K. We've been accompanied by these ethnic ladies, speak a little bit of English, which is good. More animal life on the way down, a couple of porkers here. And see light rain, we're nearly at the bottom of the valley. So we came down this road after being dropped off by the taxi, and if we'd walked down, we've had to come down these rice terraces. It's all wet and boggy, it's sprinkling, it's foggy, nothing like the conditions. Came here with Bill, and there's Zaki, they're taking a few pickies and looking across towards the bridge, which was here 2 years ago, and where it says restaurants where we ate 2 years ago, but we're eating on this side this time. And there's more restaurants around than there were 2 years ago. So this is the stream that runs through Lao Chai village, which is where we've trekked down to. Restaurants and the suspension bridge. And after lunch we're going to head along that road we can see in the distance there, walk through the village, then bus back to Sapa. But now we have to find our group so we can find the restaurant where we're going to have lunch. We finally found our guide. They were a bit late because we held them up, and it's now about 12:15.
Zao people, different tribe.
Red Zao.
Yeah, from Red Zao, different tribe.
And these people from the
Yeah, the Black Hmong tribe.
Black Hmong. But you talk to each other.
Different language too.
Different language.
Yeah, we talk
Even-
together Vietnamese language.
Ah, okay. But you have your own
Only
ethnic.
friends because we different language.
Okay. Having had lunch, we're now heading through the valley. Reasonably flat walk to pick up our bus about 5-6 k's away. Here's some of the dope they're growing in the village. Fibres are making fibres. And plus. And here's our little crew walking through the villages. Can't resist my fountain. Very simple one, this one. He works well though. So we've come to the end of our walk through the villages. Now about to join up with the bus driver to take us back to the hotel. So Zach's bought a scarf and a pencil case for 200,000 dong from this lady here. This was the lady we bought from. 200,000 dong is $11.50. Still waiting for the bus. 9 o'clock in the morning, we're just heading off with this ethnic guide, Zaki and Mahesh from Melbourne. So onward with our trek down to the waterfall. So we're now entering Cat Village, had to pay a fee to enter. We're going to walk through this countryside down to the waterfall. Very misty today, it's only about probably 18 to 20 degrees.
Thank you, thank you.
So we're now inside a Hmong house, traditional Hmong house. There's the kitchen. So now we've arrived at the waterfall. We've taken our own sweet time, probably over an hour, and there's the waterfall in the background. About to have some Vietnamese coffee.
Just
in this little restaurant. It's a map of the Cat tourist area, showing where we went, down to the waterfall and back up again. Cat Bridge up on the right, waterfall in the centre. Can move, it's a movie.
So halfway up the hill we stopped to have a beer with Mahesh and got a beautiful view here. Such a clear day. So hot chocolate for Zaki and a beer for Mahesh and myself. Lao Chai beer, which is local beer. So now I'll stop off for some beef kebabs. $50,000 for two. There it is. Beef kebabs. What do you think about that, Saki? 3:30 and we're now heading back from Sapa on a sleeping bus. Some bunks on the bus. Actually sleep on board all the way to Hanoi. At a 6-hour trip. So this is what it's like inside a sleeping bus.
It's awful.
So we got sleeping upstairs and downstairs across 3 rows. Unfortunately we got the 3 seats at the back of the bus, bounce all the way to Hanoi. After about 2 hours on the bus at 5:45, we stopped for some beef pho. There's Zaki having his beef pho. The beef pho cost equivalent of $2 Australian. It's Wednesday morning, final day in Hanoi. We've just got a couple of hours to kill, going to do a bit of shopping. Just outside the funeral home. Just making up these baskets. And here's the finished product. So how much did you pay for your new headphones, stereo?
$5.60.
$5.80. There's my man Zach negotiating to buy some reeds. He's a hard bargainer, this young fella. Trying to get 3 reeds for 200. Just after 1 o'clock, Zaki's done all his shopping. I've done my shopping. And about to reward ourselves with Hungry Jacks. Okay, Zaki, we just finished 8 days in Vietnam. Tell me why we took you to Vietnam.
Because it's a rite of passage and it's a sign of growing up.
And I took you between finishing primary school and
starting high school.
Okay, so did you enjoy your holiday?
Yeah.
Just with Dad? No one else around? Just the 2 of us?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bonding session, hey love?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so tell me what you like about the holiday.
I liked meeting all the people and going on all the tours.
Any particular tour you enjoy?
The Lake Roll one and Halong Bay.